They stole our hearts with their impressive talent, lighting up screens as the next generation of Hollywood stars. But where did they go? This video explores the stories of Black child actors who seemingly vanished from the spotlight, uncovering the reasons behind their journeys and where life took them after the cameras stopped rolling. Number 1. Kamani Griffiths. Kamani is the face you all saw as Bobby James in the sitcom All of Us. Remember him? Kamani started acting super young, way back in 1998. By the age of 5, he was already landing roles on shows like Ni Hao Kai Lan, where he voiced the unforgettable Toli, the gray koala with the big personality. You have to admit, that voice is iconic. That same year, Kamani took the big screen by storm, starring alongside Eddie Murphy in Daddy Daycare. He absolutely crushed his role as Ben Hampton, proving he could hold his own with comedy legends. And then came All of Us. Kamani brought Bobby James to life with such charm and wit, it was impossible not to love him. He even landed guest spots on shows like Grey's Anatomy and My Name is Earl, all before he was even a teenager. This talented young man has racked up 3 Young Artist Award nominations for his incredible work, and with all the projects he's got under his belt, it's no wonder. Number 2. Ashley Amari. Remember that hilarious family sitcom, The Parenthood? A total classic for many black kids growing up in the 90s, right? Well, one of the stars we can't forget is Ashley Amari, who played Robert Townsend's youngest daughter, Cece Peterson. Ashley totally owned that role, appearing in every single episode from 1995 to 1999. She even popped up in shows like Girlfriends before deciding to take a well-deserved break from acting. Born and raised in California, Ashley actually landed her first role in The Parenthood. A few years later, she added to her resume with movies like Baby Geniuses and Girlfriends. But then education called. Ashley took a pause from acting to focus on her studies, eventually graduating with a degree in theater from Cal Arts. Well, since then, Ashley's been back on the scene, taking on roles in various shows and slowly making her way back into the movie industry. Number 3. Parker McKenna Posey. This girl was a total child prodigy who stole the show with her adorable smile and infectious personality. Remember Katie Kyle, the youngest daughter on My Wife and Kids? That was Parker at the age of 6. Parker absolutely crushed it in the entertainment industry. Not only was she an amazing actress, but she also rocked a modeling career on the side. You might have seen her on the BET series Games People Play, alongside Lauren London and Karen Obalomis. This girl's got talent overflowing. She's an actress, a singer, and even a writer, basically a triple threat. But Parker's awesomeness goes way beyond Hollywood. She's a total philanthropist too. For the past 6 years, she's been working with the Stand Up to Cancer Foundation, and she even dreams of starting her own nonprofit to help people in need. When she's not busy on set or working on her career, Parker loves to travel, explore new cultures, and create amazing experiences. Whether she's in front of the camera, helping her community, or just living life to the fullest, Parker's all about making a positive impact. She's also super picky about the roles she takes, making sure they fit with the path she's chosen for herself. So, while we'll always love her for that unforgettable role as a kid in My Wife and Kids, Parker Posey is clearly on a mission to be the best version of herself, and that's something we can all get behind. Number 4. Noah Gray Cabey. And speaking of My Wife and Kids, let's not forget about Noah Gray Cabey, also known as KB, who starred alongside Parker Posey as Franklin. Their on-screen chemistry was unforgettable, but KB's got way more going on than just that. Born in 1995, KB actually started acting super young, like 6 years old. His first big screen debut was in the movie Lady in the Water, directed by the legendary M. Night Shyamalan. Talk about starting with a bang. Before that though, KB was already crushing it on TV. He landed the role of Franklin on My Wife and Kids in 2001, and the rest is history. But KB's not just a child star, he's grown into a talented adult actor too. You might have seen him in shows like Heroes and its spin-off Heroes Reborn, or maybe even on the medical drama Code Black. He's also popped up in shows like Grey's Anatomy, CSI Miami, and Ghost Whisperer. And get this, KB isn't just about acting, he's also got a musical side. He started making music with his family at a young age and even appeared in some music videos. And here's the thing, we just might be seeing more of KB soon. He's got a role lined up in Pretty Little Liars, The Perfectionist, so keep an eye out for that. Seems like KB's got a long and successful career ahead of him, both on screen and maybe even on the charts. Number 5. Bryton James. Remember little Richie Crawford from Family Matters? The one who always seemed to get caught up in Urkel's wacky antics? Well, a recent reunion special almost broke the internet, and the reason why is pretty awesome. The adorable little kid who stole our hearts back in the 90s, Bryton James, is all grown up now, and his career has taken some seriously impressive turns. Of course, Bryton will always hold a special place in our hearts as Richie. He was the perfect little brother figure, always down for an adventure, or at least reluctantly dragged into one by Urkel. But Family Matters was just the first chapter in Bryton's story. This talented young man made a smooth transition from ABC to CBS, landing a role on the long-running soap opera The Young and the Restless. And he absolutely crushed it. Bryton brought a depth and maturity to his character that belied his young age. His performance was so impressive, it racked up Daytime Emmy nominations year after year. And in 2007, the icing on the cake, he took home the prestigious Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Young Actor in a Drama Series. That's some serious recognition, and it's a testament to Bryton's incredible talent. But Bryton's not just about daytime dramas. He's got some seriously diverse skills. He took a bite out of the supernatural world with a guest starring role on The Vampire Diaries, proving he can handle both heartwarming sitcoms and chilling vampire tales. And on top of that, he's lent his voice to some awesome animated shows, bringing characters to life with his vocal talents. But here's the thing that makes Bryton James even more amazing. His passion goes way beyond the screen. He's not just an actor, he's a true advocate for positive change. Bryton is a spokesperson for various charities, using his platform to raise awareness for important causes. And that's not all. He even founded his own organization called Rad Kids. This incredible initiative fights against drunk driving, promoting safety and responsibility. Talk about someone who uses their influence for good. Number 6. Dee Dee Davis. This talented actress totally stole our hearts, especially with her role as Brianna Baby Girl Tompkins on The Bernie Mac Show. Her performance was so on point, it even won her a Young Artist Award in 2004. Dee Dee wasn't a one-show wonder though. She also guest starred in shows like Strong Medicine and House, and even landed a role in the movie The Game. Born and raised near Chicago, Dee Dee started acting young, like 5 years old. She landed the role of Brianna on The Bernie Mac Show, playing the adorable niece of the title character. School eventually took priority for Dee Dee, so she stepped away from acting for a while to focus on her studies. She also recently became a mom to a son named Logan. Congratulations to her! But Dee Dee's not just about acting though. She's got a YouTube channel with her best friend where they chat about life, personal growth, and all things in between. Seems like Dee Dee's got a lot going on, and we can't wait to see what she does next. Number 7. Maestro Harrell. Remember the adorable young Simba from Disney's The Lion King? Well, that talented voice belonged to Maestro Harrell, and since then, he's grown into a total creative powerhouse. Maestro started out in Chicago, not just as another cute face on TV, but as a musical prodigy. Awards were practically raining down on him before he even hit his teens. By the age of 7, he was already a regular on shows like The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, dazzling audiences with his musical talent. But Maestro wasn't content with just lighting up the stage. He jumped onto the big screen too, landing his first role as a young Cassius Clay, later known as Muhammad Ali, alongside Will Smith in the movie Ali. He even showed off his acting versatility in films like Barbershop and The Promotion. This kid could do it all. But his talents extended far beyond acting and singing. In 2011, Maestro dipped his toes into music production, and by 2014, he was officially a DJ and a force to be reckoned with in the EDM scene. His music career took off with a progressive house track called For You, a collaboration that turned heads and established him as a rising star. Since then, he's been producing one successful track after another, each one showcasing his unique style and production skills. No wonder his net worth is skyrocketing. Number 8. Sean Nelson. Imagine a 10-year-old walking into an audition room ready to tackle a role far heavier than his ears. That 10-year-old was Sean Nelson, and the role that launched him into the spotlight was the unforgettable lead in the powerful film Fresh. His portrayal of the lead character wasn't just powerful, it was award-winning. He snagged a trophy at Sundance and became the very first recipient of the Independent Spirit Award for Best Breakthrough Performance. This wasn't just a lucky break thanks to Mom's suggestion of acting classes. Sean's career continued to blossom throughout the 90s. He showcased his versatility in films like American Buffalo, holding his own against legends like Dennis Franz and Dustin Hoffman. He even reprised the role for a stage production, proving his talent wasn't confined to the silver screen. Sean's path may not be the typical child star story. He's built a stable career, making selective appearances on shows like Elementary and Blue Bloods. While he might not be a constant Hollywood presence, his $500,000 net worth speaks volumes about his success. Number 9. Kenny Michael. Remember Kenny from the movie The Super? That talented kid who held his own alongside Joe Pesci? Well, get this. Kenny Blank, as the world now knows him, is no longer just a cute face on screen. This dude is a full-blown, multifaceted artist. Kenny comes from a musical family, with his mom even dancing for the legendary James Brown. Talk about star power in the genes. So, it's no surprise that by the age of 6, Kenny was already playing the piano like a pro and even making his own short films. His big break came with the movie The Super, where he landed the role of Tito and totally crushed it. He even scored a Young Artist Award nomination, proving he was a force to be reckoned with on the screen. While some child stars fizzle out after their initial success, Kenny wasn't having any of that. He kept the momentum going, landing a series role on the sitcom Hope, where he showcased his comedic timing and acting chops. The show itself might not have been a smash hit, but critics raved about Kenny's performance. Then came Parenthood. Kenny stole the show as Michael Peterson, but his talents went way beyond acting. He even composed music for the series. This guy is seriously gifted. But Kenny wasn't content with just being in front of the camera. Since the late 90s, he's been working behind the scenes too, directing short films and even directing a TV movie in 2019. And by the way, Kenny's a voice acting pro on top of it all. He's brought characters to life in shows like A's Told by Ginger and video games like the Saints Row series. No wonder he's achieved so much success. Number 10. Arthur Reggie III. Now, let's rewind a bit and talk about the show that might have been a part of your childhood. My Brother and Me. This show might not have rung a bell for everyone, but it holds a special place in the hearts of those who remember it. Why? Well, for starters, it was groundbreaking. My Brother and Me was the first Nickelodeon sitcom with a predominantly black cast. It tackled relatable situations for young viewers, especially those in black families, and that was something super fresh on TV back then. The show focused on the Parker brothers, Alfie and Dee Dee, and the awesome dude who brought Alfie to life, that's Arthur Reggie III. Arthur absolutely crushed it in the role, making Alfie the cool older brother we all wanted to have. Sadly, the show only lasted one season, but reruns kept it alive for years after. Even though My Brother and Me might be a relic of the 90s, Arthur Reggie III has kept it moving. He decided to switch gears and pursue a career in music under the name Show Business. Word on the street is he even dropped a mixtape called Purple Heart. These days, it seems like Arthur's rocking a different kind of stage. Based on his social media, he's working behind the scenes in the world of sports as a production assistant for Fox Sports. Number 11. Sydney Park. This California-born actress started crushing it at a young age, like seriously young. We're talking 5 years old. At that point, she became the youngest comedian ever to grace the stage at the legendary Hollywood Improv. Sydney didn't stop there. She even took a shot at America's Got Talent, proving her talent goes way beyond just comedy. She impressed the judges so much, she made it all the way to the semifinals. But acting seemed to be Sydney's true calling, and her career took off soon after. In 2006, she landed her first TV role on That's So Raven. This was just the beginning for Sydney. Fast forward a few years, and she completely stole the show as Cindy in AMC's mega hit, The Walking Dead. If you're a fan, you definitely remember that character. But Sydney's not afraid to show off her range. She tackled roles in shows like Instant Mom and CSI, proving she can handle drama, comedy, and anything you throw at her. This versatility is what makes her such a compelling actress. And get this! Sydney isn't just a TV star. She's been building a killer film resume too. She starred in movies like Wish Upon and First Love, even working alongside none other than The Walking Dead's Norman Reedus. Plus, she recently snagged a role in the Showtime series Coercion. Seems like Sydney Park is always on the move, taking on new and exciting challenges. Number 12. Ross Bagley. Remember Nikki from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? That's Ross Bagley. Ross started acting super young, like 4 years old, on The Fresh Prince. He even played Buckwheat in the movie adaptation of The Little Rascals. Plus, he teamed up with his Fresh Prince co-star Will Smith again in the blockbuster film Independence Day. Ross even lent his voice to the Wild Thornberrys. After a while, though, Ross decided to take a break from acting and focus on school. Smart move. But after some time, he came back to acting in shows like Providence and Judging Amy. Ross grew up in LA and went to college at California State University Northridge, where he got a degree in cinema and television arts. Now, at 33 years old, Ross is a proud dad, adorable son, by the way, and he's even got a side hustle as a real estate agent. Oh, and if you're on social media, you might catch him DJing around California under the name DJ Rossi B. So, while it seems like Ross might be done with acting full-time, he hasn't forgotten his roots. He's been to fan conventions for Independence Day and even reunited with the Fresh Prince cast. In an interview, Ross said he stepped away from acting because he wanted to go to a regular high school and experience a more normal life. Number 13. Vanessa Baden. I am certain that not a lot of people will remember Vanessa Baden in the movie Gullah Gullah Island, but some will remember her for her role in the movie Kenan and Kel, in which she played the role of the girl with a lightning-fast wit and a mouth that never seemed to stop. Vanessa started out young, way back in the early 90s. Her first acting gig was on a classic Nick Jr. show called Gullah Gullah Island, but it was her role as Kira Rockmore on Kenan and Kel that really brought her into the spotlight. Let's be honest, she totally stole every scene she was in, sassy, funny, and always had a comeback ready. After Kenan and Kel wrapped, Vanessa decided to take a beat from acting. She wasn't about all flash and no substance. She set her sights on higher learning and ended up graduating from Florida State University with a degree in sociology and media production with a minor in English to boot. But acting, it seems, was always in her blood. In 2011, she made a grand return to the screen in a YouTube comedy series called Fail. This was just the beginning of a new chapter for Vanessa. Over the next few years, she popped up in all sorts of projects, from movies to TV shows. She even shared the screen with the legendary Jennifer Lewis in a film called Secrets of the Magic City. But Vanessa isn't just content with being in front of the camera anymore. This is a woman who likes to be behind the scenes too. In 2017, she took the leap and co-wrote, co-produced, and even starred in a web series called Giants. And you can actually watch it on Issa Rae's YouTube channel. On top of all that, Vanessa has built a whole new life for herself outside of Hollywood. She's a wife and a mom now. But even with a busy family life, her passion for acting burns bright. Her performance in Giants was so phenomenal, it landed her a Daytime Emmy Award nomination for Outstanding Lead Actress in a daytime drama series. And she didn't just get nominated, she won the whole thing in 2019. Number 14. Kaylin Bolton. Ever wonder what happened to JoJo, Jodie, and Yvette's son from Baby Boy? Well, that child star is all grown up now, and his story might surprise you. Now, you might remember JoJo as a little on the shy side, but here's the thing. JoJo wasn't actually played by one kid, but by twins. Kylan and Kaylin Bolton, identical twins who delivered such a phenomenal performance that you couldn't even tell them apart. It's pretty wild to think about, right? Well, after Baby Boy, things went in different directions for the twins. Kylan decided acting wasn't quite his thing, but Kaylin? He totally caught the acting bug. This Los Angeles native, born in 1996, has been steadily building his resume ever since his big screen debut as JoJo. His next project was a TV movie called Bratty Babies. Now, this one's a real head-scratcher. It's about two psychic babies who, get this, try to use their powers to get their parents married. In 2003, Kaylin landed a role in Mismatch, a movie about a matchmaker whose own love life is a total mess. Seems like Kaylin has a thing for quirky roles. He also guest starred on the popular TV show Monk, a show that follows the story of Adrian Monk, a brilliant detective with OCD who consults for the police. It's a fascinating character study, and Kalen definitely held his own alongside the show's star. So what's next for Kalen Bolton? Well, the good news is that he's still acting. He hasn't become a household name just yet, but he's been putting in the work and building his experience. With his talent and dedication, there's no doubt we'll be seeing him in even bigger projects in the future. Number 15. Zelda Harris. Remember the firecracker named Troy from Spike Lee's Crooklyn? The one with the endless sass and a heart of gold? Well, get this. That incredible performance was delivered by a little girl named Zelda Harris. Born and raised in New York City with her sister Kenya, Zelda wasn't your typical kid. She wasn't just playing with dolls at 3 years old, she was already in the acting game. And by 8 years old, she was a full-blown prodigy, beating out over 1,000 other kids to land the iconic role of Troy Carmichael. And she absolutely dominated the screen in that movie. Crooklyn was just the beginning for Zelda. She hopped right back into the acting world, starring in movies like The Babysitter's Club. She even managed to snag guest spots on shows like the legendary Law & Order, and this talented young actress was everywhere you looked. But Zelda Harris isn't just about the glamour of Hollywood. This is one brainy kid we're talking about. She set her sights on higher education and absolutely crushed it, graduating with a bachelor's degree from Princeton University. Come on, that's seriously impressive. And as if that wasn't enough, she went on to get her master's from UCLA. And here's the kicker. Zelda's got a whole lot of hidden talents. Need someone to smoke you on the tennis court? Zelda's your girl. Got a hankering for some beautiful piano playing? She's got those skills on lock too. Oh, and did you know she can sing like nobody's business? No wonder she's the leader of her own music group, Zelda and the Lolos. Apparently, they're taking California by storm with their incredible performances. As of 2022, Zelda has chosen to share her knowledge and passion with the next generation by becoming a teacher. But don't worry, she hasn't forgotten about her musical roots. She still rocks out with her band whenever she gets the chance. Number 16. Brandon Hammond. This dude was a child actor who totally stole the hearts of TV viewers with his amazing acting. Born in 1984, he landed roles super young, especially in the early 90s. We're talking movies like Waiting to Exhale, Mars Attacks, and Soul Food. His performance in Soul Food was so good, it even won him an NAACP Image Award. He wasn't just a movie star though. Brandon also rocked it on TV shows like Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, and The Gregory Hines Show. His talent even scored him a Young Artist Award for his role on The Gregory Hines Show. Of course, a supportive family helps, and Brandon had that in his mom, Alpharetta Williams. She was his manager and helped him polish his acting skills. It all started at the young age of 6, when he landed commercials for big brands like Chevrolet. His first movie role was actually Menace the Second Society, where he played a younger version of the main character. He went on to star in movies like Strange Days and Waiting to Exhale, both in 1995. In 1996, he played Wesley Snipes' son in the movie The Fan. Brandon's last acting role was in 2002's Our America, which also scored him another Young Artist Award. After that, he traded the acting scene for Saddleback College. There, he wrote and directed a student film called Summer Bling that even got nominated at a film festival. He also wrote a short film called Amaru that won Best Screenwriting at a competition in 2020. So, while Brandon may not be a household name anymore, he's still making waves as a writer and director. Number 17. Kyla Pratt. You probably may remember her for her amazing role as the adorable and intelligent daughter of Eddie Murphy in the film Dr. Dolittle, and some others may remember the talented child actor for her roles in the movies Fat Albert Hotel for Dogs and many others. Kyla started acting young, way back at 8 years old. She even scored gigs in commercials before landing her first official role on Walker, Texas Ranger. But then came the movie that would change everything, Dr. Dolittle. Kyla absolutely stole the show as Maya Doolittle, Eddie Murphy's daughter with a gift for understanding animals. She even reprised the role in a bunch of sequels, proving that she was the perfect fit for that part. But Kyla's not a one-trick pony. In 2001, she landed the lead role in the sitcom One-on-One, showing off her comedic chops. And she was also the voice of Penny Proud, the star of the iconic Disney Channel cartoon The Proud Family. As Kyla got older, she took some time to focus on her personal life, even becoming a mom to 2 beautiful daughters. But don't worry, she never strayed too far from acting. She's been in shows like Duncanville and Call Me Kat, and even reprised her role as Penny Proud in the Revival series. Number 18. George O. Gore II. The name might not be at the tip of your tongue right now, but this dude used to be all over our TV screens. George started young, landing a role in the movie Juice at the tender age of 7. Acting seemed to be his natural talent, because just a couple years later he snagged the part of Gregory G. Williams on the gritty crime drama New York Undercover. The show was a massive hit, and young George was raking in award nominations for his performance left and right. He even dipped his toes into horror with a small role in The Devil's Advocate. But things really changed when he landed the role of Michael Kyle Jr., or Junior, on the hilarious sitcom My Wife and Kids. This was a whole new world for George, all laughs and wacky situations compared to the dramas he was used to. He even admitted it took some adjusting, but he absolutely crushed the role for 5 seasons, even scoring another NAACP Image Award nomination along the way. Here's the interesting twist though. After My Wife and Kids wrapped, George kind of stepped back from the spotlight. Sure, he did some guest spots and even played a funny fictionalized version of himself in a comedy called Second Generation Wayans, but acting just wasn't his main focus anymore. The thing is, George's interests were taking him behind the scenes. Remember that episode of My Wife and Kids where LeBron James guest starred? Turns out George directed that one. He even co-wrote the screenplay for a movie called Sneakerella, a modern twist on the classic Cinderella story. Directing became his passion, and even today, he chooses to put in the effort behind the screen. As he puts it, he loves to engage with the creative side of storytelling. So the next time you see a cool movie or TV show, there's a chance George O. Gore II might be the mastermind behind it all. Number 19. Joe Torre. Ever heard of Joe Torre? This dude's a comedic powerhouse who started out on Def Comedy Jam and absolutely killed it with his raw, unfiltered humor. But Def Comedy Jam was just the starting point for this multi-talented dude. Joe Torre took his hilarious act to the big screen, starring in movies like House Party and Poetic Justice. We're talking laugh out loud funny. But this guy has got more than just jokes in his arsenal. He showed off his dramatic acting chops in shows like ER and NCIS, proving he can make you cry just as easily as he makes you crack up. Joe Torre's ambition is off the charts. He didn't stop at stand-up and acting. He took a leap of faith and created his own reality show called Joe Torre Remix. This wasn't your typical boring celebrity fluff. It was raw and real, showing Joe's life with all the ups and downs, the struggles, and the victories. This dude's an open book. Joe Torre is more than just a comedian. He's a force of nature. He's a quick-witted performer who carved his own path in the entertainment industry. But that's not all. He's also a dedicated mentor, a philanthropist, and a man who inspires laughter and action in equal measure. Number 20. Jeffrey Wood. This memorable star from the classic 90s sitcom In the House seemed destined for A-list stardom. Starting young, he appeared in commercials by the age of 5 and even landed a role on Broadway in an award-winning revival of Carousel. Now, Jeffrey landing the role of Austin Warren on In the House alongside LL Cool J and Debbie Allen must have felt like he hit the jackpot. He was a regular for the show's first 2 seasons, hanging out with music royalty and soaking up the Hollywood spotlight. But sometimes things take a left turn. When the show moved networks, creative changes pushed Jeffrey out, leaving him to navigate the unpredictable world of Hollywood. Sure, he kept acting, popping up in shows like New York Undercover and Sunset Beach, but acting wasn't his only creative outlet. In his teens, he transitioned into the world of hip-hop under the name J-Dub, even releasing a couple of mixtapes showcasing his rapping skills. It turns out the kid who charmed us on TV had a whole other artistic side waiting to be explored. And get this, he wasn't just a performer, he had an entrepreneurial streak too. He created Raprise.com, a platform dedicated to promoting unsigned hip-hop artists. Talk about giving back and fostering the next generation of talent. So, needless to say, he's been doing quite well off the small screen. His estimated net worth is around $800,000. Being an entrepreneur has its perks. And if that wasn't enough, He even started his own film production company called Puzzle Man Productions. This dude is a multi-talented powerhouse who has created his own way in the entertainment industry. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, comment, and turn on notifications to stay updated with our latest content.